Mibusa aban mibusa President John Mahama. Enti nanu a wote se wa wo nkrofo ni bi tu galamsey no. Why you moden? President John Mahama. Mibusa se nanu a wo se wa wo nkrofo ni bi wunnim so mu tu galamsey no. Why you moden? Because enema hu se mo bubo na Akufo-Addo die se na Akufo-Addo esan Wontumi ti. Enti mo bubo. Na one crofo na wo ya aware what national security cartel say omu ye galamsey no. President John Dramani Mahama papa respectfully why ye omu den time ye di Wontumi ye season nyoma no na onko sa forest ni mu ba galamsey da so koso nti e kire say enye Wontumi se mususu se oye galamsey a anaso ode na ade ama obi amane ye galamsey ni da so koso dika galamsey ni koso under your watch tina nano me catch you say national security our cameras are be e wo Ghana ha bia no omunim krofo mu ye galamsey they know untimi nka chem say president aye ma briefing no unim wo NDC fo mu ye galamsey yankopon kwa na enokwafo
as the court one part and oja one part of the one part was Wontumi no so onko ye adwuma wo ho na afeso ndua kube and of the kube no aspect and so what ye we boadua kube because it's an afterthought so we clearly and we think say I say nyemu awa 10 pro whether near o kan ye onyina so ye nyina so ye mfa onko that's why we believe it was a political trial and it's not going to last week. The Honorable Member of Parliament for Bia East, the Honorable Richard the Champion, but now baby, I'm not mimiti, because I'm a mimiti baby, I'm not doctor. He made a very serious statement. Or say, I think you're chichi baby, I think you're prosecuted baby. So you can clearly see there's a whole political state being set. That notwithstanding, the NPP affirms its confidence in the judiciary. That doesn't mean the judiciary cannot get it wrong in its rulings. And when a court gets its ruling wronger, you have appellate structures you use to also remedy the situation.
Samy Awuku ya oyembra shebedwane edema MPP amanyokyo ene anopai wokoko PM ewo United Television ya nkomo ahodo bebre noa ena ekoso titiru efa chairman Wontumi ya sese de court abua ne fo si won konkode fiase emfie aduono eno da nchen so a sa district tribunal ya sese de NDC aban asan akofaba se ababa ye deja ewo man mu anipa bebre no atwe ne sere ne abasa ya wonu mo mfie kwa animu ya na omunim se de na tribunal ne si di na adwuma wo Ghana ha de wonu mo chese wo mo pese ombe timpo kra no maso so kra no so ho nkomodie ekoso kakra na de abedadwa ne se ebre ya na NDC amonyokyo wonu mo bontoa no omo hyase keka nsem bi enne wo mo ba ban mu no omo hyase de sa ne ma no eye adwuma ya omo kire se omo de omo ba Bernard Ntwibosi akode kia ne ken se omo be kina tumti na de ekoso nyanwa eno nti Samy Awuku nyadaage kire mu de ntia wo mo wo sa nyina so ne se niema ekoye no omo hye da tena dem asese firi se omo ministers omo MPs no omo DCs nyadaade no ano de bi omo namu bia asem omo ka no ye nyadaage na ye ntie Samy Awuku woni nkire mu ode ba ye ne wo mo ono omo hia wo program no so no kwan ya ofa so mo hunu se de ekoso no de eye political persecution wadaro malaki video yi ma me na share for adwen kire nso so bra
the presidential candidate of the NPP almost starts really judgment, you know, the signal said near Ekekakwe, no, near Bitimi, he quickly also summoned a party, senior lawyers who are affiliated to the NPP Bebre, including the former deputy speaker, Ira Jogate, Ira Godfrey Damian, also be the attorney general. Ira Jogate was attorney general under Kufo. And Ira Frank Davis, more Ira lawyer guy in Macron, and then the top brass of the party's legal luminaries, Bebre. Omo go through the judgment, and then about Toja, and then also further made some few directions known to the party. Say we are clear in our minds. Say it is the beginning of a long drive. He is clear in his mind that it was a political trial, and Bamia is clear in his mind. Say the precedent that has been set is dangerous. So he instructed these senior lawyers of the party, together with Ira Atachamo, to join effort and join hands to make sure, say, two things that Ojidi said we have to pursue one, a pending appeal on the case, submission of no case. Wontumi lawyers in the initial stages never up a court of appeal. Say yenya humwaya and sana judgment waiver. And at the second instructions also awama to Nina colleague senior lawyers now to also pursue as a matter of urgency. And Nimenim here is also appeal against the judgment. That he in his mind he thinks the judgment is defective. He thinks the judgment is defective. Now, if it's allowed to stand, now you appeal using the right processes. Now, it has the tendency of setting a very dangerous precedent. And I don't know if I'm allowed to go into in an answer around about.
No, but say
you know, there's this decided case about Loma Salomon versus Salomon Company Limited. Salomon versus Salomon Company Limited. Now, I know the doctrine of separate legal personality, and in this, now the essence of our ruling way of the court, a foreign case, was that once a company are duly registered and incorporated, no, that a legal person, the company will become a corporate, body corporate. It can sue and can be sued, and in that case, you know, we separated the company from the individuals. Into say a mining, aquaco involve itself, and as BBS in a mining, you cannot say the personalities na ye nipa na ebiom directors, shareholders no will have to suffer the penalty for it. So it's a decided case. Now again, as in that case, I believe so a company will ne legal identity our original honum. So no so just can remove it as a company in nipa original honum. So the ruling of the court and Rano is quite a very dangerous precedent for Yemrano Kaka. And with this now, let me go into the judge relied heavily on circumstantial evidence. One rely purely on the evidence before it. And it's one of the bases I perceive the court tested the case or appeals court. And I'm saying this because so here's section 14.1 and it's section 99.2b. The assignment of mineral rights, it is by writing, express, and by deed of assignment. Until no minister no edi mawa or approve say you assign away to you. Again, Mira Ora Erika for my senior colleague member of parliament got it totally wrong. Say Wontumi did not even have the mineral right. Why? Because the assignment, you know, the concession he's talking about now in dispute. I know he legally acquired the concession. And now, let me say, I was very surprised you did not correct the honorable member of parliament, because you should have, because he legally acquired it. So, madam, permit me to also criticize you on that. It's only fair. Yes, it's only fair, because I have to set the record straight on what he said.
But when he said it, and I remember saying,
what he kept saying was that we should separate the two cases.
I remember telling him, say, even pay the judgments and all. You can't say illegal mining. Well, maybe he said I didn't ask a concession. It was legally acquired.
Because it was one statement he made, and it's a statement of untrue. And now, secondly, you know, what kind of judgments in Munana? The judge based her ruling on the fact that Wontumi assigned his mineral right from government and from the minister, assigned it illegally to a third party without a minister's approval. The state did not produce any evidence of this assignment of rights of Wontumi to this third party. It was never stated in it. Again, the judge ne conclusion is what throughout over 150-page ruling document. The judge at no point in time says or convicted Wontumi say what involving himself in illegal mining. Because one, the state needs to provide any evidence say you was site or you say or ye mining, you evidence say or you sue excavators and also you say. So the prosecution in this case, buying a lawyer for only relied on the oral testimony of the third party saying so. Wontumi na ka say menko yedma ho na mindua abeni ade. Whereas the court, whereas the court, one part, and Uja one part, or for the one part was a Wontumi no zonko ye adwuma wo ho na afeso ndua kube. And of the kubeno aspect and so what ye we kube because it's an afterthought. So clearly we think say I say niemu awa 10 pro whether ni awo kan ye onyina so ye nyina so ye mfa nkoto. That's why we believe it was a political trial. And it's not going to last week. The Honorable Member of Parliament for Bia East, the Honorable Richard the Champion, but now baby I'm mimiti because I'm a mimiti baby I'm not doctor. He made a very serious statement. Or say I feel you be chichi bebre. Feel you be prosecuting bebre. So you can clearly see there's a whole political state being set. That notwithstanding, the NPP affirms its confidence in the judiciary. That doesn't mean the judiciary cannot get it wrong in its rulings. And when a court gets its ruling wronger, you have appellate structures you use to also remedy the situation. It is on the basis of this that we believe, say, we disagree with the decision of the court on this matter. We believe, say, the judgment was poor and defective. Yes, Sansujitum said the court relied only on circumstantial, relied on the testimony of one person, a third party, who did not produce or provide any evidence. Because if you are talking about assignment of right, the statutory condition is that it must be written. And the state did not produce any written document who to me assigned the mineral right to this third party. So in that case, and the very sections that we also did not courtroom for 20 years. And mind you, this is not a civil case, a criminal. And in criminal justice system and jurisprudence, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt, because the least doubt inures to the benefit of the accused. Until the state should have pushed further for the Henry Okumno to produce that evidence of Wontumi assigning that mineral rights to him. And secondly, when producing any evidence, be a video, a recording, a meeting, any express assignment of it. And so this decision, when allowed to stand, is a very dangerous precedent for many people. Mind you, many Abema Mashiwejano Awuku, and I'll use him as an example because his constituency is a mining constituency. Akrofom is a mining constituency. Now, you have people who own concessions who are Akrofom. The facts any panel only concession, and as I say, many artisanal miners, small scale miners, they don't normally own the concessions. They work on people's concessions. And so what you are going to get is that any owner of a concession will have to drive away people. However, what we have to be interested in is the sustainable mining and say yes you. But as I say, you have Ship House at your team UTV. Now BBC or aha. You cannot say because Peace FM, UTV, and the Despite Group owned by Ofori Sapon and the Despite Inti. Bonibia si premises you bet you trial rather than the people like Yachium so bonnewa. And that is why this judgment is dangerous. But you see, it don't say people will think that the shoe is on another foot. You can't because a MPP ni nenya. It reminds me of the law of causing financial loss to the state. NDC Abreso and the share Samuel. Now, they ended up suffering the penalty of it. Now, NDC for. And this judgment, if you allow it to stand, anybody can target any NDC official who owns a concession. All I have to do is to make sure that one person arrest that person on a concession and say who assigned the right to you. Oh yeah, then I don't even need to prove that there was a written assignment to you. So
meaning any pan bit me a chantra
totally.
In this case, any pan chantra.
So in this case, the prosecution at every material point in time could not provide any evidence. And they actually want to me say, this is our evidence that Nia Pape can because this was a meeting, and I say you signed this document and the hack of this portion amount. Say so it's a very dangerous ruling. Now, and you know, I say my Amenfi West, Anna. Amenfi West. we are, people should not add emotions and all. The judgment itself was not based on evidence. The judgment itself was based on somebody's oral testimony. And that is a fact. And that is the gravamen of the issue. And for the records, let me also state again, Wontumi was not jailed because he was doing galamsey. That must be established. And it is in the ruling. Judge, did not try and sentence Wontumi say mature for engaging in illegal mining. The court also admitted in evidence that the concession belonged to Wontumi and was legally acquired by Wontumi. But what the prosecution did not establish was that Wontumi yeche no was site so point A, point B, point C. Yehu so the excavators abaho. Yehu se odi etu abaho. Yehu so ne abna chebuache obimpe dagate honorable Azuma ene Samy okumu ene bae ene mo be share ha say yedma. It was never established throughout the process. So he was not tried and jailed for galamsey. And that is why we believe that the prosecution should have done a thorough job. And that is why we also believe that even the submission of no case, the call pending an appeal, it should have been determined
before the judgment. But he was tried on the basis that say will allow another person to use the concession for illegal. Let me give you a typical example. Menkai Moyaobi. There was an incident. I'm a live TV show. Somewhere 2024 or so. It was an evening program. And some people invaded the studio. The fact that allegedly a crime was committed here does not mean say you break it and obi a pra or despite new real for his upon or motive in a senka every material point in time nanka more building. That is what it means.
These are open secret.
Me na me person me who say
yeah dem a omo wie ya de omo ya ne say me ya so mati me wodi ma kwaje concession no me na me din da so na me de aman ko 40 so ya galamsey
don't say dem make say say
one quite big akrebi or honorable Azuma ne statement. I mean you're entirely wrong, but about honorable Jinapo ne asama kanfa akonta mining my check from the records and the statement honorable making was that asama nanado kano ombwa nanado okende akontaman as he speaks is not engaged in illegal money no mum onu nchede investigation be a warrior fan who be no will be jay. That is the statement honorable Jinapo making.
That's what I recall. Don't
worry, you proceed.
Just for the sake of education.
The station too cannot be sued. It is important.
Are you seeing me?
But once it's factual, there is fair.
But on a more serious note, it is important today as Ghanaians so share issue not just on the surface of judgment now but we look at what is involved now, what it means, another damn judgment what it means for the Ghanaian public, another for hen Amaya Sumayari, and of course hen galamsey in Koma using for so many years now. Abna fact, and take a box being tentam, na yon konkomo no do. Fact is that galamsey or a big problem on the neck of Aban. Galamsey or a big problem or how Ghana full. Galamsey or a big issue both hena yetsen kan ha hona hena yokroka sim hena we krasi na or a big issue osan hen su sama sisi awaya basa osan hena sa sama abna ay basa amenyenye asasa yezu ezban yezi asasa bitumi za yenza mapopa bebre no yere say no or your problem Ghana fu na bajatum de or hwadwen or galamsey a big problem o Sunday he na him there sisi oban yere ba ho nsam in the way hen kidney issues na chronic diseases why bebree wagana ha. Just some few.
Just mesrewo. Issue issue. I'm say about ewa ha nti. Say bit my clear. Mama ready bibi kakra. Lands Minister stops company from mining in Tano Numeri Forest. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abujinapo, has directed the Forestry Commission to halt the operation of Akwanta Mining Limited in the Tano Numeri Forest Reserve. An official statement has said, the directive is coming on the back of concern raised by civil society groups, including Arucha, Ghana, over illegal mining in the forest reserve. A statement issued by the Lands Minister Friday, 30th September said, the company has no mineral right to undertake mining operation in the Tano Numeri Forest Reserve. The attention of the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources has been drawn to publication about certain operation by Akwanta Mining Limited in the Tano Numeri Forest Reserve in Manfi West Municipal in the Western region. Records available to the ministry shows that whilst Akwanta Mining Limited has a mining license to undertake mining operation in some part of Samraboy, outside the forest reserve, the company has no mineral right to undertake any mining operation in the Tano Numeri Forest Reserve.
But some names say Tano Numeri and I remember some lawyer and the appear could be some time back have a interview man can say Akwanta mining any concession or Tano Numeri Forest.
And I think that beyond that,
case also before the court.
Yes.
The timing also here. I mean the timing of the context, because it means January 2023, but so it depends on also when which issue.
Well, then the statement then Doc then 2023 February.
Yeah, Ghana way.
So you hold the
I think that you can able to map me one. What's at it no? Here na to me there, girl. I'm say a big problem in Ghana. Ono ye something I na able to check now. Currently, if you do your hen forest, I mean for some time now, being destroyed. If you do your hands to somewhere, I mean every Ghanaian is worried. Ghana and you're happy about the way our hands to some especially work. I mean, I can mention the institutions. Ghana Water Company, as we speak now, they are still struggling to give us good water to drink, all because of galamsey. Until we can talk about the issues. That problem no as it should be a bunny now. I think they are struggling to deal with it. Now, just also to make my point,
So September 30th, 2022.
Okay.
The site, Asasi Radio.
So meaning this was 2022.
Yes.
The dog there was latest.
2023. Okay. 2023. That's in response to after Akufo-Addo about my statements. Okay. Honorable, thank you. In that respect, even the current minister, as early as 19 February 2026. And one of his statements in Parliament about the issues with Galamsey and what he expects from government, both the MPP and NDC in Parliament. Now, after indicating all the problems and all the issues, I have it here in record there about 5 ministers five MPs, from Honorable on the side will make his statement in response to Honorable complaints and the Kasaba kind of Parliament concerning how Galamsey are and I can mention the current, I think, Takrady MP. He was then the Kobe, yes, or trader Kumensa. I can mention Patrick Yabuama, Mabo Matthew Yindam, that is Pandai, and then here Ahmed Shaibu, yes, Jerry Wager. They all, we said that we take you through, we share one, and they all supported there indeed. Galamsey issue, or a big problem, they need the support of all and sundry to fight it. And I'm reading what Jerry said categorically in his statement, and I'm quoting Jerry from the Parliament's side. Also, Mr. Speaker, it is devastating. That's from the Hansard. Yes, Hansard. Mr. Speaker, it is devastating, and our water bodies are getting contaminated by day. We are facing or being confronted with serious health issues. People are dying. We are giving birth to stillborn children. Our forests are all getting eliminated. In my constituency, Wager Bawe, the water is getting damaged and contaminated just because of Galamsey. if we do not take certain serious steps and move away from politics, and I want to and move away from politics, we will not be able to buy water to drink. If we do not move away from politics, or some sort of politics being, whether one is in the executive, legislature, or judiciary, and do not see the need to stand by the minister, okay, so Galamsey is killing people on quotes. Now the two of them. Now, why am I bringing this discussion here, Abna? I'm bringing this discussion as my intro because he na did to me day Galamsey no yaza or could say him. Now, fact check too. What are the underlying issues? Another even common even factors no Galamsey no or kodo. Ya can once be for many years. Me just abna one Galamsey command. I'm sure you are tired, because you can always trying to know the cause. The reason why Galamsey or koda into me and so on. Not to say so much, but I say me whole 3-4 years of PhD thesis me on politics and Galamsey. Politics and Galamsey, no environmental issues. It's beyond my canwo, and I know based on research there, one fundamental issue one Galamsey no kodopa only there akasefo mpanyinfo politicians MPs mpanyinfo what shase sabi o record site ho a runko hu there ojan site okita second another okita or drive excavator another baby no other to Galamsey, but was she achieved by supporting them resources, excavators and machines that was there. These are things America me to discover from my own research. But beyond that, there a lot of uncommon brain wide and wakodo concerning how I painful brain now what take Galamsey in it. If nothing at all, in Ayabaka MPP time, my Central Region former MPP Vice Chair Honorable Horace Ewusi, right? Okay, yes, from Central Region. This is MPP time. And Abna, Professor Frimpong Wat in a 37-page report mentioned names, and we can mention all the names. I have the names here with all the things, but you see, most important thing there, people like Sir John of Blessed Memory, I mean, a lot of names were mentioned. Even today, 2026, NDC time, Yabo, Honorable Joseph Yamin. I mean, these are all alleged. In painful Yabo, wasn't they? They feel it there. They suspected there were involved in Galamsey. Now, the reason I'm not about NDC MPP because NDC, I can mention Yakubu Abanga, who is the third vice chairman, national third vice chairman, the whole NDC as a party. Joseph Yamin, national organizer, currently or the one.
We don't have first, second, third vice chairman. Vice chairman.
Vice chairman. Okay, that's it. Thank you for that. And so many other names. So what I'm saying is there, both the NDC side and the NPP side, no, clearly you can see there are big guys who have been alleged they were involved in Galamsey. And the point is that these are the issues, sir. Science, research, prove that yes, Nkofote Galamsey nature way then or bomber more kodo no or kodo. Sebio, the young boys out there no, abna ebe tumpa na over there, wobenya excavators, or wobel says kawaza I mean those are nyama who there, they are expensive to do. And see, ye na to there, forces be more in nature. But what we have really found problematic in there, Miss Mobile Ayabo so osimesi and now been the hey. When I tied them that was one of our biggest problems. On internet session, I'm saying commoner. As at last year, for example, current minister will pay or can't pay there. There are so many cases, about 800, but just about 40. No, so far way too wide and weapons good. It tells you there on your simple, on your easy there, but to fish out, especially the key kingpins are or kodo. But the point is that these are the realities. Forces be oiden or na ma oma nkomo to us na hen wa ye prede Galamsey nkomo no ye botum ya asra no oma hen wa ji udam nkomo yin dey abna whilst ye pede ye two problem nas and indeed mamen kan sisu bebium there President John Dramani Mahama Nankasa this year waba kan pay there or Jesus part another or information the Nankasa name paying for another NDC for crowd or support Galamsey. So the point is that the political nature of Galamsey But the issue now is there. Yebenya that strong commitment there. Obiara penyini biara oti echibia no yebutumi ya den ya chi na fi ya punishing them member ne say. The means in the course of your crop time chairman Wontumi in the case in bed were trying for allegedly involved in collection as at that time, you know. I was part of it. And I'm sure that will say, well, eco-conscious citizen, Darebosu, Maramunia arrested, sorry, Donko, we are all on the same platform.
Okay.
We're happy about it because at least some...
No, government WhatsApp platform are very different.
What do you say?
Government WhatsApp platform and are very different.
Oh, yeah, different. But
no, government WhatsApp platform.
The government platform, they
CSOs in the facilitate easy communication.
Eco-conscious citizen.
I just wanted to establish. But I don't make us on the
for the record. It's another point I'm making there. We were happy there at least. Big fish is not the beer can no. You one case at least the person is being trialed. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm no on YouTube, but minerals and mining law only because of my mining background entire no can the report judgment I'll be mentioned that my do technical terms easy it lawyers who has I mean abna enyem na metana mebu chairman Wontumi for the judge in kind 9 one na way mbrenyim for na wasn't there in summer a prosecutor no was ko to him no wa hwehwem was mbrano was atoto ho and won kasa yin there chairman Wontumi oje concession no ozi nitum no ma obi a one family and one for two one find and one family back on easy. And let me clarify something for honorable. I think the honorable done as something kakra. The thing is that say minimum concession. This is my concession. Now say me peda meze half meze mo bi na ye mine and all any activity wada. I have my responsibility. I mean make it original concession no. I have my responsibility there. Not to one minister no with written all the processes or is in the document. Now I catch a minister. Assassin as mom no da mbeji if you there be peda me your mining wodo no peda music kakra mizima abna na no so ozizu kakra into minister mam tum no na me fama no then the minister will give you a written permit the oyampa baby aza baby no maja tum nti gina fuck me amene sisi no wotum da botum za man pakon da on eden on ye mining wodo okay
doc for the records Wontumi also rejected that assertion throughout that he never assigned those writings on coal mining.
But here is the case.
That was very considerate from the time he wrote his statement at the police throughout the trial and everything.
But honorable, there was no evidence also there of making them application to the minister.
No, because he didn't assign. To him, he didn't assign any right to the third party. But that's what he's contested.
In the judgment, in the judgment, it was indicated there. Sorry, I'm not able to.
The court said. Nipano could do a kube wasono. Wontumi said that
for
the purpose of reclamation. The court then rejected Wontumi's assertion that the numomu ye afterthought.
Okay.
The court rejected that okay, yes, Oduedu and Kube waso, but then that's afterthought because no I am mining waso de that.
Nti Wontumi time on Nipano oye Odio Kube no yawe.
No yawe. That's what Wontumi has maintained throughout. I said he was not aware of mining. And so that's where our contention is that the state should have proved that indeed you assigned him to also mine.
That has been proved in the case.
No. What you spoke about was that he facilitated.
Yes.
But you also did not say Wontumi facilitated. Also Akonta mining facilitated. Now, me kind the decision in the Solomon versus Solomon Company Limited that separate the body corporate of a company is a legal entity, can sue and be sued. So its directors.
So he was directors also was not in any.
He was using the letterhead. I know you are contaminated.
Yeah, exactly.
But informally.
But informally is what you haven't proven.
Physical engagement. It has been proven.
The state was not able to prove the point. Say, Akonta mining Wontumi.
I entreat Obia say, let's read the
judgment.
Let's put political lenses aside.
And if you are putting the political lenses aside, anyway,
I demonstrated to you, sir. You may not need. It's not all the time you need a written assignment.
This one, the law is clear.
But even this one, the law is clear
that it has to be by written,
by writing,
yes,
to the minister will approve. Yes. But in this, even in this instance, where he used the letterhead to even tell the Western Regional Minister or the ministry, to facilitate in the excavators, moving the excavator to the site and it is.
But Okase, in assigning of rights in mineral under minerals and the Mining Act, it has to be expressed and written. And the law is clear about it.
Yes.
My contention is that OTM political lenses and look. Minia former organizer. Sorry, Doc. Say Doc. We are never say discuss. No. So Doc, we are saying about me.
Alongside Doc, why your presentation?
Organizer, emphasize them. You know, now organizers paint emphasize them.
No, I think you what's my schedule?
No, Doc, my contention is that see look, Galamsey is devastating to our environment, and they put the politics aside. Doc, or share people being born with deformities near the day, and the contention the whole ecosystem near. But then the government steps will take, the man that you have arrested, tried and jailed, you didn't jail and try him for Galamsey. So that in itself, you haven't sorted out the issue of Galamsey. That's what I want us to put the political lenses on.
I'm sorry. Let me also come in here. Since you are Galamsey, as we are talking about the law.
That's right.
And there's one thing there. You know, original assassin do not own to gold. That is what we typically refer to as them Galamsey.
True.
But beyond that, there are other provisions. If, for example, you support. If there's an evidence there, I facilitate my obi ayagalamseya. Also, I facilitate per the law. You are what's the word? Corporate, right? Yes.
You are culpable.
You are culpable. Only one. Two. Even the foreigners. I mean, okay, then I have facilitation. Even in terms of buying and selling, say any permit. Say you can okay, assassin there or to go do, but. Or another.
Doctor, you are talking about the ingredients of a crime.
Yes, exactly.
And in the criminal justice system, in a criminal prosecution, the least doubt in a case, because criminal is conviction.
Yes. So you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt.
Prove beyond reasonable. To manipulate any small window, the person can go home acquitted and discharged.
True.
And we don't go to court with hearsay. You don't go to court with emotion. You go there to also adduce evidence. It's not sometimes you can sit down and say, BBS Siwa. I do a party, Abnane. But Abna, I will have to prove. Say Abna, I say. Not because in the exercise of even discretionary powers. In the exercise of discretionary powers and Article 296 of our Constitution. So by exercise here, it should be devoid of personal dislike, emotions, or resentment. Send you down now really on the fact, on the face of the evidence and the fact of the case. Now, because it's going for an appeal, and the MPP has indicated, said they will use the legal process to go for an appeal. I wouldn't like to go into the substantive matter. Because they say court, saying high court. I believe but in this current form, the ruling way, it has the potency, because mind you, if it stays, any future government will target opposition element be or mining concession. Yes, because mind you, meaning to MP or MPO. But if they be cost one constituency, not even medical unknowingly. Patron Crawford some could do any adewaha. Or no MP, or here you may not be on the ground there. Like I say, what fret. Or more be a rather district forestry officer whatsoever. Now assemble that here once or your MP our castle na menkofo some ba be duanuane and the one fan ni ankoshe. He's culpable, and that is what this really means. It mean you be na so kan dey we ho asemo. Don't think about just today. Ekwapin for bu baby almost say eyo ogwantin say or receive here when the ogwantin sheep no is littering, but to nim so receive ni duan because before the droppings best of a fat through the tail. And that's why I think this decision in this current form is perverse and the wrong.
Okay. No. But I meet you.
Me that's it.
Do you remember my time now?
Oh, so we have
discussion.
And obi any time. So as a when obi fish also chipping something, if that is what we are doing, fine.
Because three is about.
There's some I know. Onye just organizer or some communicator. And we combine it two now. What you did body. Because then I said on your time now all year. As or say be moon I said or my or lecture.
I reject the assessment from my colleagues. They combine communication organizing the body. Or not way, not your organizer. Hello, dear Kotu or not your organizer. We've been on the streets. And no sound so we are diabolic and propaganda.
Diabolic is no
it's if the same stuff from organizers and the other to operate
and you know Samy has succeeded. Say or ma se banka me be kan kra no.
Well, you see
what succeeded. What you be no. What is that? What? I have something no, but and now before also the back Samy dey no about that the more you after me kra.
Say black man be no you know. Or say the piano the ball. Say no the tia ko fomo. Say no the tia ko fomo. Say no the Alex me MP owo. The year the same thing no you.
No, what's it for the purpose of education? Next time I'm
madam for your menu.
And na make the as they said Dr. Beidu Okaye that be bisane say what concession na say even o dey ama obi said nipa no reclaim ondua kube e wo so krampona. I think say you owe it a duty say obekwa akohwe say
exactly
indeed nipa na ye ne sa na titi nipa na ye before or say a bano criminal law Wontumi and transfer obi bone and find check obi say you have to deal with the person now with the body. But here is the case sa nipa no now no aba be prosecution witness enti yes or no de not dia why ye no esin chen and na de onu mumu no osu se oni mo hwe no mum na ye de
me say obi owo mai mu ha before asem we judgment we ruling we ba he rush to scrap videos or call ho ye bi na ye even ebi wo kwa ye bo on any team o mo call ye near calls e free can say above ya mo can say order from above confirm say ayin ye say ye we any idea clear what the fine chain enyi na sebe produce ene yewo emra na ye ka ho asem na ne ade no yewo duty of care responsibility bi wo so se okoji ba bi se yewo de a so bi ba UTV ha na asem to na the owner of the premises emra no e hye no se kodi ne ma to yi wa amfa ne ma to yi na asem je yi ni film anye yi in fact you holding responsible. What you say? Yantu ya boss in here. They may say, "What has some presentation now? Why na?" Naturally say, "Oh, ya family kwan so kra na ye de pia me chairman de no ko share afiase." Me hwe Samy din a Samy kra betimi aye de akwa pay no betimi aye lead counsel. Pay the all can if the all can say I recommend Samy as the lead counsel for the appeal. We share evidence, we have fact, the brief no. Now we share the cross examination. You can't say chief
star witness another.
No. Evidence in chief.
Evidence in chief.
Now we have cross examination now. Sometimes you don't need to admit. So admission not admitting that may illegal mine no exonerative free from the charges or from the whatever. But the prosecutor no etimi you see the scale.
So to extracted that from
or extracted that from you. It is proving beyond reasonable doubt. And that is what happened. Wontumi will never admit that oye galamsey. Na sebe imperials. Why na in na normal year obekwa ko gina court aka say na me ye galamsey. But the film ba ye na evidence no. Approve say ampa. Wo the way kan asodom. And say say obekwa appeal and that's almost obekwa appeal. But ye use our political threat and tomorrow is pregnant and everybody is potential of a union free.
So Oche on the 3rd of June.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if the government know that you already sentenced Wontumi.
How?
How
government, the executive is different from the judiciary. Okay. They have separate legal affairs.
So on the 3rd of June, NDC communicator Niama Amatefio on the Facebook. From what I'm hearing, this was on the 3rd of June.
And I like what I'm hearing. For me,
from what I am hearing,
yes,
meaning what you people hear from
the what I'm hearing.
From what I'm hearing, and this is a decision supposed to be made by a judge in an ongoing trial. It looks like he will be running the rest of the regional chairmanship campaign and watch even matches from Nsawam.
Matches, World Cup matches, and other matches.
So this was June 3rd. This was when the court did set the date. For judgment.
Okay,
mind you, Wontumi's judgment was supposed to have been read on the 3rd of July.
So what are you driving at?
Oh, no, maybe this was one government communicator.
Okay.
Or they told Edujita Maklo, your NDC legal advisor, or say delete this. But we already had taken screenshot. Another NDC communicator, Mr. Pai, also on the same day, 3rd of June 2026, Wontumi will go to jail. This was another NDC. Then again, Oba, subsequently, one guy called Che, also another NDC activist on social media. Wontumi goes to jail on July 3rd. Mind you, the judgment would have been read on July 3rd. If you piece these things together, we need to be careful with the way you psych people and Abia. I don't want to believe the judge sat down to write the ruling with the NDC communicators. But if you piece the commentary leading to Wontumi's sentencing, it gives the MPP the impression. It gives the MPP the impression that clearly the judgment was politically motivated. It gives the MPP
during the campaign. During the campaign, me monitor from afar. Even not the campaign, the primaries. Unity I say Samy person or call Akuapem is enough. Echo contest here. Make can say obey me.
Okay.
We had the near my corner.
Now no can away.
Na me electoral commissioner
or your friend.
Friend of the constituency.
The constituency. And you know you say I think the MP Udane if we have a contested by before
relocate here.
We'll be deep no man so sometimes
something that you have to condemn.
Court proceedings, you know, not restricted to say Obintimi court na court won't the
it was never shown on
but
TV.
Before, so
no, it was not shown on TV. But me from what I'm hearing.
Enranapa so no. According to lawyer and the appeal could be. Or say before judgment in Ebeba no. Chema Wontumi ekasa on 3 occasions. Or catch and say ni intela when ya say ye de nebe kwakoto.
What someone ya da meba, what someone ya da say bojo phone pe wasem. Meba court asem kan ya nka na one day ye kan brebebri na ya kan say ya join the case meba ama for court okotie de ekọ no mo ba ya kan ho asem say we can say cross examination we yesi enti obia obetena ba bia ka say na onim say ye de Wontumi betum bia no eye based on the na ekọ so court awate.
But lawyers also can bet on the last dollar say not one nance so won't say
lawyer
and the appeal could
now person go back to say lawyer appeal could be person go back to say no nim say be jail the client
80 are you saying say omo so no mo court ni nyina so mo nyina so na
enyo mo nyina
enya adwene so
enyo mo nyina ye hebo a ye he matcha obi awo ne
because
because match here ko ye nim say ye dan ya team they na Argentina and Egypt. Omobo before quarterfinals so baby me flip chamber call my office na Egypt lead 2-0 na ya about 65th minute or so and my police oba my office the friend so we make a match in our office nti oba na o say hey Egypt call na am say Egypt call Argentina team na me hwe wo no say Egypt antima nkuta omo lead nim out to 85th minute na one goal back Argentina be win match and it happened until you court any equity any ehu de in fact e bia didi Erastus money amount for report how my year about Wontumi issues no ho and a court who asem so buy na amount for kotie amount for
Erastus report what you be about the NDC Ashanti Regional Chairman what you be about Abanga what you be about I know they want to be
about really where your court we chira bobodi say say Mrs. say enti mususu say judge ni can leaky the judgment na
the post you made several NDC communicators and yes almost to one place
enti mo so ana mo ka say Wontumi ya fa no ntumu no onko jail no say kan so buy ka mo so munyam so
quote one a year on social media the day after the court set judgment date for judgment man one NPP communicator or be commenting on it
me ka communicate but one communicate social and in any case but you already here no how about education as to say Facebook or WhatsApp
you are not scandalizing the court say court yeah delete this I can say
you dey work say
when Eduji as a lawyer
you are capable of doing people are not there in Eduji.
Eduji himself told the guy to delete it because the amount to scandalizing
why did he
is it just it should be sent to manifestly okay it's verified
it's verified
o me ka so no aka boni o no catch your communicator delete
na me so on ka boni kwa bia na nyo no
mama me
honorable I mean or look at the commenter Eduji I mean that some of you can see here I'm equally also looking at lawyer Nankasa Pierre Kubi ne actions even before the judgment itself honorable don't you also think the lawyer also didn't do him any good by at that time
lawyer no mu say so we heard the name AC call any the kind of banter na o feel say one share na because they ono ne ho ahi akwa sign the client no that's a reason
until ono frame no you 20 years no
o man withdraw you no no nka about it just because to o ka say just the way na same
so if mate ma badoka you know ma obi our right to counsel of his choice per our constitution no nipa no ejidi say abna na bebo am me kwa kofa na lawyer
but he the case a lawyer na kasa na withdraw you
exactly
until Afachi also came in at almost the final stage of it that notwithstanding them can be earlier say the flag bearer of the NPP and also no in that high-powered meeting with the senior lawyers of the party has also directed NPP for now the government has arraigned them before the high-profile cases and that of former appointees of the Akufo-Addo administration, your political approaches. You may have your rights, or say your right to counsel the Oho. But don't know lawyer Nina, you also have to make sure say you are briefing the party's legal directorate and the senior lawyers. So they can also help you and anchor it. I don't want to comment on lawyer Pierre Kubi's approach to the case because lawyer Bia on the approach to a case. Ubo this or confrontation right from the word go. Ubo so just Ubiana tactics in the courtroom. Be as it may, it was be as it may. Madam, I mean we no know them just be as it may. Wontumi had this right to a counsel. And no choosing on any best here. It do a point in time, the lawyer on the case decided, say, looking at the courtroom, he feels as another lawyer in. So Makari said the new position of the candidate and the party is that regardless of the case you are involved in, there should be a central point or some senior lawyers to advise you and the counsel you have taken. Because almost all my direct law, they've seen the courtroom gymnastics. So almost be say, hey, a bebo on here. And now I do need a team, and that's why you caucus to as a team. That's
couldn't those have come far earlier than before the judgment? But as a party, you followed the proceedings.
Attachment coming on board was also based on the advice as well.
It was too late.
The TNS say, info
from Adabraka.
That's my name now. Yeah, no one does.
Here say or my money.
Here say.
Do we info say?
Send also munya binya info say the obi ko. Yanya info.
I don't know there was such a Wontumi na nkasa ne ka.
Attacks.
Judge
no counsel for the first counsel lawyer appear could be so say wasa why hwe higher ma ya the papa na tumu awi
sana mo intela manya
yes omuko ye meeting
here for
Samy ankobi but ote
APP for na
ai omo pani for no ko ye emergency meeting say dem no omo ye bi no and omo say appear could be because case
so with the allegation now
no money say committee may use sa legal one no
me say allegation now you
say allegation almost why you be agu ha na yenso ye
tiba to ye no way
and you bufu ye
Mira ye no way
and almost a specialized person in terms of delaying court proceedings yeah tete say almost say there was specializing yes, careful.
In delaying
proceedings. Hey, attaching.
So no.
The captain of delay. Me the sana me tete me nkan se sa no. Say no credit I lay. And no dey lay. Ma fanka ho.
I can't credit.
Enti na mo go fa na buy. Jo buy e pra, what you say nka o ye bi. But na e too late. Too late. Because the same appear could be
there was no meeting like that.
No, but don't forget to say the other cases a lawyer and the appeal could be already.
And to have the strategy be of way to use
no for someone defeat on
what to that
say
me a sure or more can say won't you say won't you say bob one also and some more say I want to know concern I check or money. Omunim
se won't the because and wabua no dada
omunim say case na no tio me say you throw himfe na obedi fo a udi fo a wo kwa wunim
nti now a omo a edi atije so they were appeal no say ko ba ne say judgment he move at would you be surprised about that?
Well me judge sorry lawyer me LLB kra na me nya me certificate I think I may try to say
okay, so a lawyer.
Me lawyer.
A judge.
I think I may try. Me have certificate. I could apply. And to me the entry. But for the meantime, for instance, you know I able to ma boa gari kakra, emu kakra, we kakra because Ashanti regional MPP chair. Who you can become in person na me ko heaven. Na yankopo be ka say oda you say you see ya ma yenu ya
and you go command money
for sure you be command bi because I am from
Kacha no man say this one
they are saying account and mene ye chairman of the caucus of Ashanti NDC ejura MP
say we mo constituency original chairman so ya na nkofo dia de ni bi fa no
ya de betimi bi ani organize bibi kakra dia koma no so ya appeal na nya me boa no a na oba fie why not ye kushia na ye nyina be kwa kushia ni bi memeko bi na makoshia ni bi say nyame ayi na free so hwem but for now na die afiase no Yesu Kristo tankra oba asase na wo ho eni ti wo hu say ye de obi akoto afiase a obi ankwa ye issue no nti afiase no e wo ho fitete e de ma omo an beto mra
okay nti we enye new okay
nti ye nyina ye de tu ya mofo ye nyina de tu ya mofo say bi enya political power ye nsusu fa ensense ebo na ye ni mu mra so because eye denya accountability day be
ba I'm happy so there no aba
and as you see do your political party enimu nipa aya ye nkan kire your party for no bia omo ye niam bia ye in excess of mrani to me ni say the mu ye e dia say beba o Ade ba ko was ya ye nuanom MP before ye ne say mu se nipa na ko ba bia nya ama mo ntwa ma no nkotom na mo nsan kon kwagye ne mba ebra mo ko no nyina na nka wo se mo ye de mo twe ne ba nema bi a wontumi ye nya yesusa me kura me ye se bi o menye ye kura no de amehwe na wo yiyi ayi gugu ho eye se ne sa nema na wo ye ni nyina no na o si otutu na mo si ba bia
efi se na separate emotions from ruling
when emotions
but and a separate conduct from evidence
e de ma ye nyina
o de no be bom a e be ye cocktail
evidence ya prove ewo ruling
one kan ya mean asem no ma say one kan banga so de
ya mean na banga asem ya mfa ma me say ya meka ho asem wa ha
so no de na ya
me say questions ma me yeah
boni din wa Red Cross case
na obi adekra ha ka religious moral
education so no de Wontumi asem
I don't deviate a question
you don't deviate
I won't deviate
I will say banga de your national organizer your
Wontumi and I will host a production team. They gave me Wontumi. Wontumi is
but doctor cannot cause you the other year partisan I be
and to make questions for na me young candidate o deviate question who deviate na ma be how no ma say na me so we throw
na me ka say time me
me who your candidate or na dey buy ya support na boy ya me ka say
ya bo mo asante we ya bo abanga ya bo mo
we are candidates
you've had joy from UTV near the report on NDC apparatchiks who order the MC ni na what they different
neighbor
ayo
you hear parliament I will invite me to office you be kasa asem and they want to invite me to kasa
asem can say time am ne honorable afo ekasai Amenfi West o can be you say DSC you know ebe serve as a deterrent to others
men so maka be
enti se obi enti se obi po se bi enye nipa se wo you obi po wo adwen se obeso ya na se empo mo so o mo ye no ebe bo mo hu amo mo jai enti se bi nipa na e ka say na se bi a obi din apop don't you think say this is a medium you can also use
total deviation a total deviation total deviation ya mo bodi wa futu
okay
ye tufu say wa wo ye boni bi ana wo ye susu say
ehun ayi na etwa e de ye
opa wo beti ma asete eza wona wo ye nyina aha wona ye
examiner me ka say
wo pese yanka ya mina sama meka menka ya mina sem
me pa cho
say me pese establish wona be se menka enye same na se menka because menene ye colleagues
on the panel
and I want to say you don't deviate
o ba no ko for another case enye no niama ho judgment me say o ko for another case enye no niama ho judgment o eno na enye deviation and I use you eno mom no to justify the case in question
I know the one I can say me deviate no examiner na
yo mama doctor Bedu embe
I think say
a good person ya neutral for the middle I really here
Abraham just said embe dey
as come try one to be special
there be say eno say no to poison na dog no or the na ba middle
no so okay abna first issue am peda making day indeed honorable Wontumi there is a good president were set make a good I mean as far as rule of law you're concerned no or you would sapa ama hen Ghana for a pay pepper ye no crazy in especially in our governance into the judgment in our bano I am very sure that a lot of Ghanaians are equally happy about the judgment not because they were tanwoon to me or whoever Ghanaians are happy probably because they feel the law is now working. However, no, to my honorable and my people now so work no. It's also a lesson to Nankasa and Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Because in the necessary ways do, but ochna inti or lessons one once one year one because issues were make sure that people are also observing people are also monitoring. One so when no make sure that say ochnebi wonyi ho a ho echi obeye pepepe on fancy bian from because on was the munia me pede ochnebi obeye to na bo no akọ to do baby na fi me bizarre ho and not just I mean they are all Ghanaians Inti other ones where Honzame. But more importantly, people who raise the issue may feel they equally have to listen. And that is the selectiveness of the justice or the judgment. Okay. Sometimes or they lead by example, especially when it comes to them idea, them perception of what they say what ban or power. Anything good, anything bad is okay. The same. I think they some make it the last time maybe Bisa Joseph Aminasam regarding Yoko when investigations are worried about him. As we speak, reports behind them on bay. Meanwhile, I want to make the case. You was starting 1 year crime, I think just within 1 year. Okay, no judgment waba. It's equally around the same time. Not the other issues in your means in so I don't obey. It's only fair if government wants us to believe in ne approach towards ensuring good governance. One very good example though. We are trying these are the reports, these are the outcomes. So that the usual thinking there, politicians in the Nabana
sorry. You mean case now. Samy a person yenka wasema me yesa menka so mo person yenka wasema wo se menka wasema
me there be honorable
okay
Dr. Abedu kasa
we didn't know
Dr. Abedu kasa
Dr. Abedu
put the money me we am my time Dr. Abedu kasa
yo inti my problem is this case there I think that is massive mercy they should just make sure they we believe in there on your selective judgments being awarded and way on your demand young crowd who they want to wire award or be we don't know what's going to happen now it be also another witch hunting I don't think it's Obohen as a country or Henderson as a country but the good thing also is that if indeed Wontumi has been trialed and the good thing also is that so I mean as they are now I mean also in government now so that if Samy eventually when you BBI one come for one home what it will mean in there one by own
okay
parties are actually doors then as a memo bar and I will kind of example
that biara
and yet that chance
one by own okay
no think I'll bet my
abuna obotum fa bande especially here your president Muhammad Nanabanwadu another president may even come from within NDC will be take certain actions on Mohana also okay another
President Mosquito
the same one for us we should just make sure that the right thing is being done MP before the kakra be kan there I mean anomona would to know it's in the right direction court is it before we are you have the right to appeal may I share for one day they should just use the law or will appeal be 1 year won't follow all the due process to the highest I mean all you available to them what we wouldn't want to see in there and now you mobilize or trying demonstration or trying now you go I mean that kind of political patronage says you attach some of these discussions now one day today whether good or bad no and I think they also in that sense no on shut down then on board we expect they will also be used the rule of law now mbrakwando no and more other way to know than way to not them kind of popularism trying to appeal to the emotions of people no one detaching from you why one now you deal the issues and not the other side but I think
dog when you see J environment when say ko ban appeal no omo appealing I mean ruling no more over 10 years will you be happy
I said yesterday there say Wontumi even if it's a 1 week in pool that's what the man for me is the punishment, is the deterrent factor in it. Okay. Now I'm happy about. But in terms of appeal, no, I'm not in a position to tell the judge there, Fanny Bonnet and another among them 20 years, the same as much. And when nobody tell me that, oh, appeal, no, it makes, I mean, ought assume another, no, my judge na canano or correct. But for me, what the most important is there, law, no, on Yejuma as it is.
Okay.
The same one. As it stands now, the Wontumi being sentenced, is it? As an environmentalist and pay the issues I raised with Galamsey and home community, why not? I'm happy about it. That's myself. But I need them to dictate the pace there. After this, no, They have he has the rights. I mean, Point Kabianka, I will also appeal definitely in saying that is why the law is there.
Okay, Honorable Zuma.
Yes, but in as much as I can appeal no menim say me a lawyer right appeal no e ne ma mienu se o ko waste court no time e wa appeal a eni nyina so ho ma e bia na ma san akoto be 5 years bia ye den aka ho
ene se wo hwe we ye o mo ka say meba minority declares Wontumi political prisoner almost say yera chacho ne de na so enomo ebefa
wa mo de no so chacho Victor Solomi ne na wonim edina
no won say dem na so ka so mo ko wastia one more time na e na me chere say so no appeal ye e na later
na appeal ne nyina na ye kwa appeal a nyo bia na kwa appeal a
ba can you know determine say baby
men detail me say also me tell me o me fa so me say we should be guided say or have that you say until I make us a lawyer appeal ukoya appeal na ni nyina so wa waste court no time court no so be waste so time nti omo hwe omo appeal no omo koye ne mu yi so that your chairman ya don wa Ashanti region anka obey national chairman mun ko fa 5 years e ko kan mfie e no ye dey wo but e braso say politician get boni na mere dinu na ye de no kotumu a yenya ye di akire a yenya kapre free bibia mu no ye ma 11 cedis ni 22 cedis ni 50 cedis no e ma yen misbehave.
Okay,
we should be guided. President Mahama eba no odi nka kan and eniama a oman mu hafo gina so to aba ma President Mahama ne say de na nko yie no ye be ye reset omo di sika ye do mefa bra kwan so enti omo a na omo hwe oman no so no eye politicians na omo hwe oman no so enti sade achi na you invite politician bia ya invite na say oye politician ti keke but bibi na won ho ne so o me yede o me ya no and bibia no was a bo and minji ni say bibia bo President Mahama na the government we because we tisi abonten a ye wa manfo m koto abama NDC President Mahama because no mo pe say change ba na manfo bia o ma di sika wo kwan bone so o mo di tumi etiatia akofo so woni ma bisu nkontabuo ba enti say President Mahama faili one na Attorney General faili so me yes ade na campaign promise a social contract between the government of NDC tamani a campaign no campaign no ne so say na mo hase ye be implement e be implement b e be implement c no we so ye campaign promise kese a e was ye implement a ene ne say ye nchi obi a ne hu ni asem keke mfa no nkonkoto efiase eno de President Mahama enye sa because we law if I say Oman is governed by law, rule of law, and your rule of man or men. Until the ANC. And to be bia ya friend and even your uncle for muko yoko every day. Dean or mukoba. You investigate to more. You be why investigate ya investigation because you say you ensure or money prima facie a UBR. The person is but say omunya nyina so ne ye de nipa na ekwa enye party asem na ye party asem ebegu oman no nti se kase my prosecute obia and under MPP NDC because omo ye politicians omo kuta positions ebi so ekope positions nti enja omo asa na ebesi sa nti na oman no ye kwa ni na ye ba ye chi nti for now dear baby Wontumi obia no sebe e haye ya mema na hodin na onwo ho kopim say 20 years no me ka say because say me hu appeal nti kopim say 20 years me hu ayibia so we are speaking to 20 but me nim say be me asame ahye tuntum ene efie ho omu nyina be hye tuntum omu nyina be hye tuntum pe na enye tuntum keke na omehye e was say efie ho security ya tighten no because me nim de e betimi asi wo chamber ne ba mesre me nua asame no say na no ye hye no mo tana fom and o ma hye tuntum the next move no ye sre o Omoma yemfa mmara ne nya adwuma because ono wo hye otimre hye bojefia o hye mmara na hye mmara wi ne yesa dane won se yemma mmara ne nya adwuma na mmara na yema Samy ba me hye bojefia o ka ho ne voice tem bia e ka ho ne ye hye mmara no na mfa so be ne ba so timesre se hye mmara na se mmara na san di ya ko 2019 mmara ya parliament ho a ne hye no de adi onipa ne ye kana sem no ti esro mo e ho ye me hye bojefia ene mo ma news bia enche da nya yi me fire ho ma me todwa se wo de tuntum ne de e fata no ukokuro bi so a o manage a o mo che tuntum ana aba Ghana yesa we ho ba ene o mo che tuntum
mate
enti nya ye nko ye
madam for the records no utie judgment abano a wontumi yanjeli ne so akowi aban sika yanjeli ne se na oye galamse Yejeli won't me because I say a third party about be galamsey won assassin so. Nti eno must be settled. MPP echo appeal no on 2 grounds. One, yejidi say prosecution no when me establish any evidence. I demonstrate say won't me assigning a mineral right at the third party. Again, the submission of no case earlier no you file here with the appeals court no. Still an court name determined here. We still stand by that. But me tie minia so na sena meka no no nsia ne bo anopa ebo enumre nti ene bia no bibia na wo ye bia no wasan adwen ho so beyond no nsia abo anopa no ne ha adwen kakra ne se o ka se obi aye bone na enunti no I said we are not going to the appeals court say omun determine say won't me boni awaye no no monte so we are going on the face of evidence that the trial judge and the court erred in the decision because he did say the key ingredient in proving a criminal your friend is saying establishing a conviction in a criminal case and it's will prove it beyond reasonable doubt. And only did say no prosecution and a court no entimi ama no andedi. That notwithstanding, we are law-abiding party. Sebe patapapio to credit ranero. In as much as we disagreed with the decision of the court, it did say best use mrano to correct a atemona abano. Because he jano sa to stand now. Senana Dr. Abedu Kano. He is preaching and praying against witch hunting in the future. And nothing a year court appeal. Senabeya Dankwa Mebiano. A buying for Emma, a MPP a buying, and cited the same precedent and found this for be bring Konkubum. We believe says Anwa and no bomb mine. Now, a sans also ye a beer on so many matters. And that I want to be very clear. A beer on so many matters.
Matters like
I mean, there's so many things happening in our judicial system. Oshe, the very trial judge on Onutana cases. The reason why we also want to believe say the first ruling in high profile cases. I see a shena yet challenging the decision of the court. That's the same judge who OD the SkyTrain matter. Involving Professor Awuku. That's the same judge also did the give to a worry case. Into the earlier decision be ba now did say you disagree on a point of law and our appeals where you want to adduce evidence and judge and consider at the lower court and you also believe so say court necessary amfa emrani bi enyina so anya adwuma nti minia Azuma. Say now any men people down. Yemfa emrabone so and register in displeasure. Once we disagree with the court, we've also established the fact that emra bit me afasuni. Na yet studio ha. Menenu na to parliament. And our buying minister the catches over 400 million edikoye and kokon kitin. Ye no nkofo send any video so marry nkokon. But that's it.
Nkokwa na ye nkokwa nketenkete we nko ade aya mentan ka me yonko candidate for topics almost set
Any of them I won't come once. I will say,
what's the one part there you deviate into the
perception? Where is such that thing? You never hear them go on young one, almost say you're better.
You see a deviation.
The farm will be no one near Akoko, one Kotako, one Kotofu in Akoko. It is Akoko or achievement.
Hey, no, I see a proving your come, when I woke up.
Maximum